Howdy folks, welcome back to Adrenaline Fueled Firearms. My name is Scott. I'm the guy with the loud voice and all the dumb opinions. Well, maybe they're dumb to you, or not. I mean, you're here. So why don't we go ahead and strap our headphones on and take a listen to this. So, my Monday video, I wasn't real happy with the way it came out totally. It seemed to me, after reviewing it a couple times, that it was a lot more focused towards like an AR rifle. And I don't think I stated that clearly. I may pull that one, I may not. But this one, I want to do like literally high-powered rifle caliber discussion. And, you know, maybe an extreme close-up or two. As if you don't get enough of my ugly face and my gnarly opinions. So, we're going to move on into this and try and get through this relatively quick without becoming a major production, because I do want to go over several things on this. So, dealing with high-powered rifles or bolt-action rifles, depending on how you prefer to choose to call them with their rifle identification. I mean, I know in this era rifle identification is very important, and some rifles choose to self-select their identification as bolt-action, and other rifles prefer to be called high-powered rifles. I think it has to do with masculine insecurity and possibly T levels. But that's not on me. What we're going to do is discuss various caliber options when dealing with bolt-action rifles. So, even more so than ARs, there are a floating, flipping, fracking butt ton of calibers out there when it comes to high-powered rifles. I mean, just you friggin' name it. Damn near every friggin' caliber out there will go in some form of bolt-action rifle one way or another. I mean, you've got friggin' 410 shotgun rifles. You've got 9mm, I mean, just blah, every friggin' caliber out there. So what you get into is a situation where you need to kind of figure out what's right for you and then narrow down the field of view based on that. So with that in mind, I'm going to pitch the whole demographic of people, you know, who aren't ever going to engage anything beyond 100 yards, you know, live in cities, blah, 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 blah. Negative, Ghost Rider. That pattern is full. You're purchasing a bolt-action rifle to only engage targets at under 100 yards, you may have made a poor life decision. There's not really a point to it. I mean, sure, whatever. If that's going to be your thing, it's your money, go for it, but you are wasting so much with that bolt-action rifle. Because even with my 300 Blackout bolt-action rifle running subsonics, with a reasonable optic, I can engage out beyond 100 yards. So, the fact that there are all those calibers out there means that limiting yourself to 100 yards, unless you're literally going to purchase a 22 long rifle, bolt-action rifle just for plinking, which, hey, it's your thing. If that's the route you want to go, but that's not what I'm going to address here. I may address something like that later because I like 22 long rifle, but that is not this video. I'm here in my Google Play shirt, pandering to the powers that be, not to pull my friggin' channel for my stupid eating cats shirt. Has that aired yet? Stay tuned for it. But what I'm going to talk about today, bolt-action rifles. Now, I only own a couple bolt-action rifles. I don't own a lot of them, and one of my goals for one of them, the one behind me, is to play with several different calibers. Bolt-action rifles do give you the option, if you have a higher level of personal proficiency or tooling, to change your calibers. There are options where you can change calibers a little more simply, but when initially tooling up for those, you will need a gunsmith with a machine shop. I mean, you can buy one off the shelf as far as the barrel goes, and if the bolt face is correct, you could go ahead and swap over yourself. However, one problem will remain: headspace. Headspace is way more of an issue when dealing with bolt-action rifles than it is with ARs. Like I've discussed in some of my videos and builds, and you can find it online, there's a lot of folks that don't even check their headspace with an AR. I mean, it is just theoretically flipping stupid difficult to F up your headspace with an AR. If you have the proper barrel, the proper bolt face, proper cartridge, you're probably going to be in decent shape, although it's recommended you still have it checked over by a gunsmith. Or if you're a gunsmith, to check your friggin' headspace. With bolt actions, it's a little bit more intensive than that, because you actually start getting into how the barrel is machined to fit to the action, which action it is that goes into what chassis, and a lot of other variables. I tend to stick with Savages because with the barrel nut, theoretically, the caliber change will be a little simpler. However, still, It needs to be checked over. Now, that being said, when you're looking at your calibers, understand that you have restrictions, which I discussed in my previous bolt action video, based on what your action range is. But if you're buying a stock rifle, it's going to come with the correct stuff. You just need to look at down the road if you are considering doing a barrel swap. Well, my other cartridge that I'm thinking about going with down the road, will it fit on the same bolt face and action length? So look at that. What I want to talk about is moving from the face of it, from your caliber through your selection to your purchase, which is what I did with the rifle behind me. So I'm not really going to get deep in the weeds on discussion of why selection of this specific caliber. I'm going to talk a little bit just in general about it, because what I want to talk about is 6.5 Creedmoor. So this is a modern hunting cartridge. It's not some crap 308. I mean 30-06, over 100 years old. 308, 75 years old. 6.5 Creed, I don't know. It's hit puberty. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can take the 6.5 Creed out to drink. Maybe not. Maybe it could just be your sober driver. But the key to it is it was designed using optimized ballistics that are more modern than what was utilized when designing some of these older cartridges. You got to keep in mind, just like the phone that you might be watching this on, the technology has come a long friggin' way since the 1900s. I mean, you know, literally, when you start talking about rifle cartridges that you can put in a bolt action, you could look at 30-06. And 30-06 literally came out in like 1900 something or other. Let's go even further. There are bolt actions that'll run a cowboy cartridge just for grins and giggles. What is it? 45 Long Colt, or one of its replacers, 450 Marlin, 45 Government. I mean, there are a number of cartridges that are even older than the 30-06 because they run back into the 1800s, back to the birth of using an actual cartridge as opposed to a powder charge on top of a bullet. Strike that. A bullet on top of a powder charge. So there's a long, long history of a variety of different cartridges, and what I'm leaning towards when I purchase a rifle today is looking at something like the 6.5 Creedmoor or one of the other more modern chamberings, just depending on how gnarly you want to get with how big it is. I mean, because you have 7mm PRC, which was just put out last year, that, you know, should be all that in a bag of salt and a box of cats and electric refrigerator and cut bread. I mean, it theoretically, yeah, that'd be a great cartridge for a lot of things. Availability, good luck. I literally just saw my first boxes of ammo on a certain website that I tend to buy a majority of my ammo from, and I was like, maybe I should pick up a box just for grins and giggles, because I tend to do that. I buy the box, I look at the ammo, I like touch, taste, and feel it. I like to go, okay, well, this is how long, and this compares to this, and looks like the AOL is kind of like this, and then the, you know, it's a thing for me. So that's literally the first time I saw the ammo, and it was like, well, that's availability nonsense, because I had enough trouble out of 6.5 PRC, which is another new modern cartridge, which is basically a magnumized 6.5 Creedmoor, but good luck finding the ammo. 6.5 PRC came out 19, 20, 21, somewhere in the COVID time frame, and darn near tanked itself because, well, great cartridge. I like it. I own it. I shoot it. But availability? Well, now Norma makes it, and a couple other manufacturers are making it, so at least now it's not like the 6-ARC or the 7 PRC where your loaded ammo is basically Hornady only, which I like Hornady. Hornady. Oh, look. Hornady. Oh, I like Hornady a little bit, but the problem is Hornady can only produce so much stuff, and they have a bunch of stuff to produce. They innovate a lot of things, not necessarily beloved by everyone. 6mm Creedmoor, not necessarily completely effing useless. 6mm arc, but stuff that they have very limited productions on, it's bloody frustrating. I mean, you just can't friggin' get it. I want a 6-ARC. I could build a 6-ARC. I've got most of my parts for a 6-ARC build. I can't get ammo. And I mean, can't get ammo. I mean, it's like, hello. I thought 6.5 PRC was bad. I mean, at least by the time I got into 6.5 PRC, I was like, oh, well, you know, Remington's got it, and Winchester's got it, and a couple other companies have got it, and Norma and Hornady. 6 ARC? No, it's Hornady. Merry Christmas. If they do not have it, you are good luck. And if you're not getting your own brass and reloading, you're out of luck. So, I like 6.5 Creedmoor because it's a modern cartridge. It's readily friggin' available. It's you can get it at the W place that doesn't carry assault weapon ammo or anything like that. That I don't know how I feel about their firearms policies, but whatever, they exist. They have cheap stuff. You can get it inexpensively online, right around $1 a round, I think is what I paid. The cheapest I got it from Cellier and Bellow in bulk. So I mean, it's not 223 Remington. Sucks. It's cheap, but it is a level of inexpensive that's very comfortable. I'm going to cut this video here. Just run it off real quick. I'm going to come back with a part 2 later, so I hope you folks will tune in. I want to get more in depth on the 6.5 Creedmoor and rifle. So thanks a lot for watching part 1. Take care. Hope you like and subscribe. Stick around. Let's do a part 2. And I hope you watch it. Thanks a lot.